Okay, just wanted to say that God is the head of my life. And I also want to relate to anyone listening. We often talk about being in the wilderness. Well, let me tell you, my testimony is anytime that you're away from God, you are indeed in the wilderness, because certainly I was. And it doesn't always take, as in my case, something that people consider bad that will get you into the wilderness. Just want to share this with you. It was my love for my mother that led me into getting there, and I'll explain in these 2 minutes. I love my mother so much. My mother died when I was a very young boy still. For me, I was 18, but I was a young boy. And when my mother died, I didn't know it then, but later in life I found out that my yearning for my mother, my yearning for my mother's love, I ended up seeking her love over me seeking the face of Jesus. So for years, I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get it together. Certainly, I didn't come from a bad home. My father was a minister himself, and my mother was a Sunday school teacher, and all those things that go along with it. But I found out after about 30 years of being in the wilderness, and it is what I call being in the wilderness because I did not have seeking God's face, seeking God's love first. I was seeking my mother's love so intensely that I had made God secondary, and it led me into doing drugs and just other mischievous acts. But I will tell you today that God never gives up on us, that God rescued me. Oddly enough, I'm sitting in a funeral, and you know how preachers start trying to comfort families and tell them, you know, everything's gonna be all right, you'll see his face again. And me, with my mind, I said, I don't know if they want to see that guy's face again, because I knew him. But then God spoke to me and he said, that's none of your business. That's my business. The day that I was at that funeral and had that epiphany is what led me into leaving all of that alone, because I found out that the reason why I was struggling getting away from drugs was because I had things out of order. So once I got God first and I seeked him to get me away from that, he granted me that, took the taste away from me. This coming October of 2020, it will be 12 years since I've had anything to drink or any kind of drug or anything of that nature. So God can do everything. I know people say God can do anything, but I say God can do everything. All you gotta do is be honest in your approach and seek him in honesty and in earnest. He'll grant you what it is that you need, because I found out that what I wanted and what I needed from God were 2 different issues. So I'm just thankful. And I try every day to achieve what I feel like is the highest title and honor that a man could ever get, and that is servant. So I try to be a better servant every single day. And I don't get it confused. I'm not trying to be the best servant for a year or best servant for a month, because in the prayer, the Lord's Prayer says, give us this day. So if that prayer is good enough for Jesus, it's good enough for me. So I try to maximize my opportunity every single day, knowing that I'm imperfect, but I strive to be more and more like Jesus, knowing that the burden comes with it.